Okay guys, good evening and welcome to Thursday Night Racing League. That is right, Thursday Night Racing League. Where have we been? It is been a long 2 weeks for these guys, the PS4 lobby, and yes, it is the regular host as well as the one and only Hoppers in the commentary box. How are we doing, guys? How is everyone's week been? You know, it is absolutely fantastic to see what is going to happen here at Kyalami here. Just outside Johannesburg in South Africa. It looks like the clouds are coming and the rain is going to be on its way. I hope it doesn't rain for qualifying because these guys may be in for a massive shock. But looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tonight. We do have maybe 12, maybe 13 drivers tonight. There is a few new drivers out on the grid as well, which is very interesting to see. But looking at free practice then, with just under 4 minutes to go, we do have EW in the Porsche, followed by Lemos. So the Porsche is 1-2 in free practice. Then you've got Stefano Marchetto, the reigning Thursday Night Racing League champion in the #1 Bentley. He is going to be forced to be reckoned for. He's won here in the past, and he is, from what I've just heard, from a slight rumour in pit lane, that his strategy for pit stops will be just taking a splash and dash for fuel. He won't be swapping for tyres, even though they can swap for tyres, but they do have to take on fuel during the race. But excuse me, got I believe a rumour that he will be taking a splash and dash towards the end of the race. It will be an hour and 15-minute race. It is a endurance race. It's not a sprint race like it was 2 weeks ago at Bathurst. Over the last a lot of interest within the Bathurst races. You may have seen that JMR took his I think it was his second victory of the season. I can't remember exactly who exactly won in Bathurst, but JMR did very well. He's actually leading the championship as well, is JMR. He's actually currently 4th fastest, as Stefano actually goes first in free practice. He's in the JMR's in the 55 Ferrari, but it's very looking likely he may try and eke out that advantage, especially with Lemos as well. It's quite action-packed at Bathurst. There was a few guys that, unfortunately, some of the guys that were racing at Bathurst aren't going to be here tonight. They are going to be, I think the PS5 lobby are redoing Silverstone this evening, so the guys that were taking part, such as Fred and such as the other guys, are obviously taking part at Silverstone for the PS5 guys, but this is the PS4 lobby. But yes, it's going to be a great night of racing. You got Luke, obviously. Luke's looking forward to seeing what he can do. He actually had a bit of an issue at Bathurst last time out. Shout out to Yuri though. Yuri got onto the podium in race #1 in the sprint race at Bathurst, if I remember rightly, and he's quite on the pace for that Lamborghini at the moment. Hopefully it leads to bigger and better things. The new guys then for me are, of course, Various Sky, Future Revenge, and of course I believe he was here. Can't see him now. He was in the other Ferrari, or was he in the I can't remember who it was. I'll try and double check my list, because I did welcome them to Thursday Night Racing League a while ago in the chat. Let's have a look. It is, of course, a Stance Land, I believe. So I believe Ace is probably going to be on the grid, but there's a few new guys that are about. I believe a few are having connection issues. I'm not too sure whether that's for here or elsewhere, but hopefully Ace makes it onto the grid. If you are watching the stream, guys, please do say hello to me. Do leave me a comment. I'll try and read them out as best as I can during the stream. But we've got 11 drivers at the moment. We've got BTL prepared in the BMW, the 42 BMW. But it seems like there is going to be some interesting night of racing ahead of us. Let's have a look at the what it's going to be like. I believe it's going to be 10 minutes of qualifying round here. Excuse me, for the the endurance race here at Kyalami. Just looking what people are doing. I believe we're just waiting for BTL to come back into pit lane. I think he's just decided to have a bit of a warm up. So we get ready for 10 minutes of qualifying. Then it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. I think the Porsches will kind of just looking at that in free practice. Yeah, there was second and third, so it's going to be very interesting to see how well these guys go. Just looking at the sun's actually out for qualifying, so let's see what these guys can do. Them got 11 drivers out on the grid at the moment, but you never know. We may get 12, maybe 13 for tonight's live action as EW goes a bit wide there. So we'll see what's going to happen tonight. We've got, as I say, got the BMW M6 out on the grid. You got the likes of Peter, then you got Lemos, and of course Future Revenge still in pit lane at the moment. Just probably getting their setups ready for qualifying, should I say. Can't even get my words up there. But Stefano Marchetto, then the reigning champion of the Thursday Night Racing League and a multiple champion as well. Funny enough, it was could be very interesting to see what that's going to happen, because we've obviously got 8.5 minutes left of qualifying. The guys that will have to go out of, hopefully go out of pit lane now to do their outlaps, run the outlaps, and it seems that you know, the likes of EW and Stefano Marchetto, they're going to chase each other down. Seems like the Bentley and of course the Porsches are going well round here, from what I kind of gathered. But excuse me, but could be very interesting come the end of qualifying as we get the two drivers just still in pit lane at the moment. That is of course Peter and Future Revenge at the moment. But looking at Stefano Marchetto being chased by of course EW at the moment in the Porsche, the 38 Porsche, the silver, black and red Porsche. It's going to be very interesting to see how well he does. He's actually on the money trying to learn off Stefano Marchetto's lines. I think he's trying to get a toe off him and see how well that pans out. I think the other two are going to be there. Got Chris Holland in the Ferrari. There's about 4 Ferraris on the grid this evening. So you've got Luke in one car, and then you've got of course Chris, then you've got Future Revenge, and of course JMR in the pink, black and green car. You know, it's a beautiful looking car. He's got his teammate Yuri ahead of him, and just found out they're actually teammates, just in different colour shades, as well as the Italian stallion cars. So Luke's currently in pit lane. Then has he had a bit of a mistake, or are we waiting for people to join the lobby? It seems to probably a bit of an issue. I'm not too sure what's going on at the moment, but whether it's just for us or the PS5 guys, I'm not too sure what's happening. But just with around 6 minutes and 36 seconds rather remaining, I think Future Revenge is just sat there at the moment. But where is Stefano Marchetto, and the reigning champion? He's about to cross the line. What's he going to do? Because he's got that Porsche right behind him. Goes 141.8 at the moment, his quickest. To believe EW is thereabouts. Yuri actually crept up to, of course, second, but now he's down into third. So good qualifying lap from Yuri there. James currently 0.558 of a second behind Stefano Marchetto at the moment. So the Ferrari is second on the grid, followed by a Lamborghini at the moment, with the likes of Chris Allen actually there in 4th place at the moment. And then you've got of course BTL, but then you've got Various Sky in the Mercedes, creeped up to 4th then in the 603 car in the silver and red machine. He's going to be on the money, but he's thereabouts. But 5.5 minutes then left of qualifying. But anything can happen in Thursday Night Racing League. I'm just going to double check that I'm actually heard on stream, because not really many comments have jumped in at the moment. But let's double check. Yes, I am. So there we go, we are live on the stream, but yes, it's going to see how well things go. 5 minutes left then, so we've got the likes of Lemos, so Pips Stefano Marchetto 2 pole position. He is around 141.15, yeah, 154 of a second. He's Stefano's 7/20 of a second behind him at the moment in that Bentley. It's just going to be very close as you like. EW goes up to third then, still trying to chase after Stefano Marchetto's racing line because he's trying to get thereabouts. He's trying to get a Porsche 1-2 at the moment. Got the likes of Peter there, aka Captain Slow, trying to push on in the second of the Bentleys. The Bentley Continental, the 75 machines, in a bit of a pale blue and a darker blue and a green alloys this time. It's not in its usual livery from a couple of weeks ago, but I must say it's looking very nice indeed. It's clipped the dirt there. As you can see, the sun is just setting here at Kyalami at the moment, but hopefully it's going to push on. Luke still needs to do a lap. Yuri is thereabouts. He's fifth at the moment. With likes of various Sky, Silverbeard prepared, and then of course Luke, then of course Peter, then of course Future Revenge just sat out qualifying with 3.5 minutes to go, with Lemos going through the final turn. Then is he going to eke out that advantage even more? He's trying to get further up the championship as we head towards the latter half of the season, but still currently 144.154 at the moment. But then you've got Stefano Marchetto, he's also on the money. Let's see what these guys are going to do, because you know, anything, as I say, anything can happen in Thursday Night Racing League between these guys. It looks like then Luke goes up to 6th fastest then in that number 11 Ferrari, the yellow and black Ferrari. I'm not gonna put the commentator's curse on him. I nearly have done, but don't want to keep reminding him. Even when he crashed there in first season we raced round here, he actually crashed into the barrier on the formation lap and then got completely wiped out by another driver in the race, and that added salt to the wounds. But hopefully it doesn't do Luke any credentials and doesn't do him any commentator's curse, should I say. But 2.5 minutes left of qualifying then. But at the moment it looks like Stefano Marchetto is pushing. He's still trying to push on, but seems to be struggling trying to get on pole position. At the moment we've got the likes of prepared in pit lane. He's there with the likes of Future Revenge, and then I believe we have McIvor just joining just right before the end of qualifying with 2 minutes left. So he's got 2 minutes to get an out lap. Could be very interesting to see what's going to happen. And then we've got another Ferrari, so there's going to be probably about 4 Ferraris tonight. Just looking who's just jumped in, but it's going to be very close to see with 1 minute 40 seconds left. And then I'm going to have to try and pronounce this, but I'm probably Made in Italy, that's it. There you go. So we've got a Made in Italy. I don't know his real name, but it will be in the 711 Ferrari along with McIvor, so they will be at the back of the grid for qualifying. But Lemos seems to have set the pace at the moment, trying to push on. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen, because Germs is coming through the latter half and about to cross the line now. Where does that put him on the grid? Has he done an out lap, or is he actually on his he's done a 142 this time round, but we'll see what he can do. He's 4th fastest at the moment. His teammate Yuri's 5th at the moment. So the pink, green and black cars, the beautiful looking cars, are 4th and 5th at the moment respectively. Yuri's just gone off. I think he's gone into pit lane to say, right, okay, let's push on. 34 seconds left then off qualifying. It is going to be tense, because who is going to get pole position for the endurance race here at Kyalami? Just looking at what's going on, just trying to figure out who's where on track as well, to try and push on. But got the likes of Future Events, McIval, Made in Italy, yet to do a lap, but I don't think they will get time to do a lap now, so that's going to be a bit unfortunate for them because it's now towards the end of qualifying, but we do have the formation lap to come up, but we'll see how well things a lot of interest, but Various Sky is the first one to finish. He actually qualifies 7th on his debut for the Thursday Night Racing League, so Yuri gets split by Luke right at the end then, so Luke goes 5th fastest at the moment, so it kind of looks like there's quite a few drivers that are out there at the moment. James is coming through the last half, he's coming through the final turn now. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to get onto pole position, or is he going to push on, trying to get that set up just right, but he finishes 4th at the moment, but that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Peter still qualifies in 10th then, so there's quite a few guys that are still out there. I think Chris Allen's still out there, yes he is, in the number 28 Ferrari, the red and yellow machine, but he's going to be pushing on. Let's see what he's going to do for tonight, but 13 drivers on the grid, which isn't too bad for a night of racing here for Thursday Night Racing League. If you just joined the stream, guys, please do give us a massive thumbs up. It will help me out, it'll help these guys out massively as well. Where's Chris going to qualify? He is on the money, still stays at 8th then, so that's going to be a big change to the order. There's quite a few cars that are going to be thereabouts, but we will get ready for, of course, oh, and it looks like so this is going to be very interesting because it looks like the rain has definitely arrived here at Johannesburg for the Kyalami race. It is going to be quite interesting. It is going to be wet. Just looking at outside the commentary window, most of the guys are probably thinking, what is going on? So I'll go through the grid why we've got 2.5 minutes then before the formation starts. You've got Lemos followed by Stefano Marchetto, then you've got of course EW, and then of course JMR, then you've got Luke, and then of course Yuri 5th and 6th, then you've got Various Sky and Chris Holland 7th and 8th, then you've got Prepared and of course Captain Sloan 9th and 10th, and Future Revenge and McIval 11th and 12th, and then Made in Italy rounded up the field in 13th. So yeah, it's going to be looking likely it's going to be a wet race. These guys are probably thinking, oh, hope the rain doesn't last all race, but you never know. It is going to be very close, with an hour and 15 minutes of racing here at Kyalami. Who knows what will happen? The guys may just make a splash and dash, maybe hopefully not burn out the wet weather tyres too much, but we'll try and see what exactly is happening. We'll go on board with Lemos in the Porsche just to give you an idea. You can just hear the rain bouncing on his roof at the moment while we wait for the car to come off its jacks. It's probably not on its jacks actually, or is it? No, it's not. It probably looks like it, but I think it's just the way it is. But you can just see these guys literally fighting for position. The spectators are very gnarly indeed. They've literally got no umbrellas up at the moment, and I'm quite nice and warm in the comms box. Wouldn't want to be out there right now on a wet greasy circuit, but we'll see how well it goes with a minute to go then before the green flag lap as to take the formation. But looking at certain bits and pieces going on onto the grid, then it seems that you know, Lemos has pipped Stefano to pole position. Looks like the Porsches are doing very well around here. Stefano's just about managed second on the grid, but who knows what's going to happen. I think these guys are going to be in for a bit of a shock. I think the rain is due to stay for quite some time, I believe, but it may brighten up. We'll see what goes on throughout the race, but who knows then, as we get ready for the race to start. Then the engines are firing up now. I believe Lemos is just coming off the jacks. Yes, he is. So have to make sure he's got his wiper on, which he has now. So he's going to lead them away then for formation lap. Getting the heat into the brakes, heat into the tyres. Probably going to be a bit careful to try and get heat in the tyres, because with these wet weather conditions they may cool down quick. But we'll see exactly how close it's going to get. I think the likes of just looking at EW at the moment, he hasn't got his wiper on. Hopefully some of the cars will have the wipers on just to clear the water off the windscreen. But it's going to be very interesting then to see what's going to happen. They've got wet weather tyres on. If the rain stays as it is, then they won't have to worry about pitting for tyres. They'll just have to take fuel. But it is an hour and 15 minutes, so who knows exactly what's going to happen. You know, see Stefano Marchetto there, just the gold Bentley, the #1 machine, just tucked behind Lemos at the moment. He's probably thinking what's going to happen. There's going to be a few guys that probably haven't raced in the wet yet, or probably thereabouts. I think so far this season it's been a bit hit and miss. We did have rain forecast for Silverstone early in the season, where, if you remember rightly, the server actually crashed. I don't want to jinx that, but I believe we will be going to Silverstone towards the end of the season to complete that race. That'll have to be rerun. But looking at the likes of Lemos and of course Stefano Marchetto, Stefano is currently just thereabouts. You can just see the gold Bentley. But throw the helicam up because it might give us a better perspective as Lemos. I don't know whether he's had an issue or he's just got going again, but he's going to have to try and get back towards his maintained position, because if he doesn't, that's then going to give Stefano Marchetto a bit of an advantage. What he looks like he's going through now is goes through the last couple of turns here at Kyalami then to try and see what's going to happen. The helicopter's grounded at the moment, but hopefully we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But like to Yuri's trying to get into his grid spot as well. I think this is the problem when they try and get side by side, and so I think what's happening, the rain seems to be getting a bit lighter, but that might be just my eyes, and it might be just how it goes. But looking at how close it's going to be, then we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Stefano just tries to keep it all in order. It's going to be very interesting then to push on. Lemos gets the car underway. He's got his main bright lights on at the front, so hopefully he's probably praying that he stays in front. But hopefully the marshals are happy with the start, and we'll get the green flag and we'll get the green lights ready to go, and we are good to go for round number 6 here of season 5 of the TNRL Thursday Night Racing League in the PS4 lobby. It looks like everyone's got away from the start relatively clean as well. It looks like the two Ferraris at the back are just thereabouts, as we've got the just looking at the BMW we've prepared at the moment. And did we see Peter? Oh, Peter's gone in pit lane. I don't know whether he's had an issue, but he started from pit lane at the moment. But that's going to cost him time, because that is going to be unfortunate for him. As Stefano Marchetto, where is Stefano? I'm trying to. This is the timing screen. It actually throws a massive wobble at me. As Stefano Marchetto is under attack. He's trying to get past Lemos. He's got it with precision, has he? Just about. You can see how wet the track is just there, and it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. But Peter is going to be, if he's not careful, he could be a lap down way before the end of lap 1. But there's a lot of battles galore at the moment, and just see what's happening there. As JMR trying to push up to the Ferrari, the Porsches rather, not the Ferrari, because it's in the Ferrari. But you can just see how close it's going to get between the two Porsches. They're going to try and go side by side. So Stefano Marchetto then leads halfway through the end of the first lap, but there's a car off at one of the corners there. I believe that might have been Yuri, actually. Yes, it was. Yuri's dropped down to 11th. Poor old Yuri's had a bit of bad luck there, but hopefully he picks it up. But you see how nose to tail, you can see how wet the track. Oh, that's Lemos. Lemos has gone off there. He doesn't want to be doing that if he's in a title fight. That's going to be very close to seeing how that's allowed EW to get up into, of course, second place at the moment, as the pit lane now is open, so they can take their mandatory pit stop whenever they like. But you can just see what's happening. So you've got various Sky then in, of course, fourth at the moment, with the likes of Lemos under attack. Excuse me, from Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to push on as best as he can, but looks like Lemos is struggling at the moment. It seems the BMW is under pressure from the likes of Made in Italy and, of course, Future Revenge at the moment. I'll try and sort out the cameras now because they are literally diving from one place to another. But Stefano Marchetto then still leads the race. Peter's at the back of the field, but he's probably starting from pit lane, which is probably not going to help him. But you know, he's got that gap, but he's got to be careful because with these guys now fast approaching, it could be, he could easily be a lap down if he's not careful. And I believe we do have someone else joining in the Ferrari. We'll see who that is in a minute. But looking at very Sky then trying to push on for dear life at the moment. It's going to be very close to push on within the top 3 at the moment, maybe top 4 at the moment, with Vince now joining the lobby. I don't know whether he's going to be able to push on. He's going to be a lap down already if he does get going, but Stefano Marchetto is eking out that advantage. You've got JMR trying to get away from EW at the moment. EW literally under pressure. You can just see how close it's going to be because, you know, the track is saturated with water at the moment, just about. But who knows what's going to happen there. You've got the likes of EW trying to push his way. The Porsches are doing very well. You've got the likes of very Sky trying to get there, and of course Lemos literally on course to try and get past the Mercedes, with the likes of Luke in the Ferrari at the moment doing very well. You've got the likes of Chris Allen behind these guys. You've got Future Revenge rather, and you've got Prepared, and of course Made in Italy in the 711 Ferrari, trying to push on with the likes of Yuri and McIver. They're having a bit of a battle as well, so we'll try and keep an eye on the battles as best as we can. But at the moment, Yuri trying to get away from the Lexus RCF. The Lexus RCF, a very underrated car, is where Peter is almost a lap down, and we've got Vince in pit lane. I don't know whether he's going to be pushing on, but hopefully he joins the lobby. But you can just see Stefano Marchetto right under pressure from, of course, JMR at the moment. These two battle hammer and tong at Spa-Francorchamps until Stefano aquaplaned, and then it was kind of thereabouts. But to see JMR trying to chase down his nemesis, the title nemesis at the moment, Stefano Marchetto, with 1 hour and 10 minutes to go in this race here at Kyalami at the moment. But you can just see how quick that JMR is trying to push up to Stefano Marchetto. Will go on board with the Ferrari. Hasn't got his wiper on, but he probably thinks I don't really need that. Bit of a distraction, but he's pushing on to try and get past Stefano Marchetto for the race lead. You can just see that Bentley trying to push as best as you can. The Bentley works very well round here. You can just see how close JMR gets out at that final turn though. Literally trying to push on for dear life at the moment, but could be that Stefano is struggling with that, the lap times as well. But JMR trying to fight back, trying to go on that outside line of Stefano Marchetto. He's got to be very careful. Got EW doing exactly the same, very Sky, and of course Lemos, and of course Luke trying to make it a top 3 battle at the moment with the Mercedes leading the way. I believe Prepared's now gone into pit lane in the BMW, so he's going to be probably a couple and maybe a lap down if he's not careful. But you've got various Sky holding on from Lemos at the moment. It could be very careful to see what's going to happen between the Mercedes and the Porsche at the moment. It's been a while since we've seen a Porsche and a Mercedes battle, but it's good to have it as Luke gets on that side of Lemos. Luke almost has the door closed there on him, but Lemos kind of tries to give him racing room, but he's on the inside. As Luke's on the outside for the next turn, I think. Yes, he is. But what's happening with Stefano Marchetto and of course James at the moment got EW right behind them. So the Porsche is trying to push on for quite some time. It seems the Bentley is literally holding off that Ferrari, but Various Sky is there with Lemos and Luke still battling for 5th and 6th respectively. Then you've got Chris Allen actually catching up to these guys very well indeed to see what's going to happen between the pair of them. Then you've got Future Revenge, then you've got Made in Italy, then you've got McIvor, and then of course Yuri, and of course Peter, then of course prepared in pit lane, and of course Vince. Unfortunately 3 laps down at the moment. It's not going to do his credentials any good joining the lobby 3 laps down, but hopefully he'll pick up the pace and he'll be pushing on when these guys make a pit stop. But look at JMR trying to push away from the likes of JMR trying to push on to the back of Stefano Marchetto. Top 3 are battling. I think the next 3 are battling just about, I think. But we'll see what's going to happen. I think Stefano is literally trying to hold on for dear life against this against the might of the Ferrari and the might of the Porsche at the moment. He's trying to literally get there. His nose to tail. It's almost nose to tail between the top 3. But see what's going to happen. I think the likes of Lemos, Luke, and Chris Holland, they're going to be in a battle, in a raging battle. But I'll tell you what, it's been very good so far, so good. But I think we've got the likes of prepared out at pit lane. You've got Peter just going through the last half of the lap now. But see what the top 3 are doing. But you can just go on board with JMR for a minute or 2 in his Ferrari. We've got the lap car Vince ahead of them. But we'll see how close that's going to get. But you just see EW's Porsche lurking in the mirror of that Ferrari. He's almost there. You can just look what's going on. But it's going to get very close between these top 3 at the moment. Stefano Marchetto tries to get past the lap car Vince at the moment. Poor old Vince on his debut has been a bit of a nightmare. But hopefully he picks it up and he'll come back racing next week. But he's thereabouts. But we've still got an hour and 6 minutes, just under an hour and 6 minutes to go. But you just see Stefano Marchetto pushing on for dear life. Then you've got the likes of Various Sky, Lemos and Luke, and of course Chris Allen trying to catch up to these guys. But the battle for 1st, 2nd, 3rd is raging. The battle for 4th, 5th and 6th is also raging. But JMR is literally on the back of that Bentley Continental GT at the moment. You can just see how close he's going to get. I think he's going to try and get Stefano this time round. But we'll see what happens. We'll go on board with the Ferrari to see excuse me, try and push on. But you can just see Stefano literally trying to maintain control of that Bentley. He's got the control of it. He's raced it before. He's won in Thursday Night Racing League in the Bentley as well. So anything can happen between now and then. But looking at JMR, then he's literally got a bit of a gap from EW now in that Porsche. But he's trying to hold on and trying to get past Stefano Marchetto, the reigning champion. He's trying to make it a champion himself. But got the likes of Various Sky and Lemos. Lemos goes through into 4th place, does he? No, he doesn't, because Various Sky closes the door just about. So Mercedes versus Porsche versus the Ferrari for 4th, 5th and 6th. But the battle still 1st place with Stefano Marchetto. I'll try and go through the field as best as I can, but you know, the battle for 1st place at the moment is still there. You can see how wet the track is at the moment. It's not the easiest, but an hour and 4 minutes to go as JMR literally gets onto the gearbox of that Bentley Continental going down the front straight here at Kyalami. He's going to try and push on. As you can see that James has got a 1:48.828, where Stefano was a bit slow this time round in on that lap. It seems the Bentley is struggling. He's trying to close the door from stop James's Ferrari getting past, but Stefano runs a bit wide. He's not going to like that. Now he's dropped down to, of course, 3rd place now. So that's going to be a bit... Ooh, Lemos has had a bit of an issue. Just as we come to it, Various Sky though Now up into excuse me, up into 4th, with the likes of Luke 5th, and of course Chris Allen now down in, now up into 6th, then with Lemos now 7th, then, but JMR now leads the race then, so James leads the race then with an hour and 3 minutes to go, but we'll see what's happened in the future. Revenge is still there in 8th then with McIvor, and of course 9th then you've got Made in Italy in 10th, Yuri in 11th, then you've got of course Pete excuse me, Pete in 12th, then you've got Prepared in 13th, and then Vince 3 laps down in of course 14th at the moment. But looking at EW then, is he going to be able to push on? I think there's quite a bit of action galore going on. I think Silverbeard's got past Luke. Yes, Luke's got a bit of an issue in the number 11. Oh, was Vince goes off there while getting lapped, I believe, so he's had a bit of an issue with some of the lap cars, with some of the cars that are trying to lap him at this moment in time. But JMR still leads the race then, with an hour and 1 minute, just an hour and 2 minutes to go in this race, with the likes of EW in second and Stefano Marchetto. He's not going to like that now after running a bit wide in the Bentley. He's currently 3rd at the moment. Then you've got the likes of various Sky, and you've got of course Chris, then of course Luke for 4th, 5th and 6th. And of course Lemos is going to try and catch them up as best as he can, but we'll see how well that goes. But Luke's actually on a mission to try and get past excuse me, I do apologise for that. Couldn't mute my mic quick enough. But looking at 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment, it seems we've come up to the hour mark of the race then. Not even halfway through the race yet either. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, as Luke's just got past Chris Allen now, as we try to see what was happening at the front. But Chris gives Luke a bit of a tap there, but it's not too harmless. But we could easily see what's going to happen. I'll try and see what's going on with the top 3 and maybe the top 6 in a moment. But Stefano, oh, he runs a bit wide again. Stefano's not really enjoying the time in that Bentley at the moment. He's obviously trying to push on, but it seems like Chris Allen and of course Luke are having a bit of a nice ding-dong battle together for oh, Luke goes wide. He's got to be careful kicking up that gravel. That'll allow Lemos to catch these guys up now, so Lemos gets back into what could be 6th place with an hour to go then. So an hour to go here in Kyalami for round number 6 of the Thursday Night Racing League. So we'll see exactly how this pans out, but EW in the 38 Porsche, the silver and red and black Porsche. He's going to try and push after excuse me, James at the moment, but James is currently leading the race then. Knows what he wants to do with the likes of Stefano down in 3rd at the moment. He's titled Nemesis down in 3rd at the moment. Then you've got Various Sky, then you've got of course Chris Allen, then you've got of course Lemos, and then of course Luke battling for 6th and 7th. So these two may be pushing on for some quite interesting results. Then you've got Future Revenge, then you've got McIvor, then you've got Made in Italy, and then of course Yuri, the 2 Italian cars, the Ferrari and the Lamborghini. Then of course oh, Peter's had hit the wall there. I think we've just seen in the 75 Bentley, and of course Prepared in the BMW, and of course Vince, who's joined the lobby late, down in 14th for the moment. But then you've got a very interesting battle between Lemos and of course Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to push on. I think they're going to try and catch up to Chris Allen at the moment, or try and catch up to the likes of Various Sky as well. So it could be very interesting to see what's going to happen between these guys, but you know, still a long way to go in this race. Still a very long way to go. Just under an hour to go now, and it could be very interesting to see what's going to pan out, because the guys are obviously trying to push on. You got like to VW trying to catch up to James's Ferrari, but it could be very interesting between Chris Allen, Lemos, and of course Luke. Very Sky could be caught if he's not careful by the three that are behind him, with the likes of Lemos and Luke trying to go there. We'll go on board with Luke's Ferrari if we can. Yes, we will. But looking what Luke's going to do then, is try to push on as best as he can. To see what the number 11 Ferrari is going to do. Is he going to be able to catch up to the 24 Porsche? Is he going to be able to push on? It looked like he missed a gear there, but it probably wasn't. It's probably just the trick of the driver. But we'll see what's going to happen. He's trying to push on and get past Lemos, but Lemos is still holding on for dear life at the moment. Let's see what's happening with Stefano Marchetto. He's lost ground between the top two at the moment, but he may not, because he's actually gaining quite an advantage at the moment, trying to get past the well, not trying to get past, but trying to catch up to the likes of VW and of course JMR at Mark James, who's literally driving the wheels off that Ferrari. But we'll soon find out whether he's going to be quick enough to push on. But he's got still a long way to go in this race. Stefano still there. Just remember, they've got the mandatory pit stop, so it can all change with the likes of Chris Allen, and of course Luke's got past Lemos, so we're going back on board with the Ferrari, trying to see what he's going to do, trying to get past Chris Allen's Ferrari. You can just see Luke in 6th place at the moment, trying to push on. He's got so much to try and give, but it's going to be thereabouts. But Chris Allen runs a bit wide there. Is that going to allow Luke to get past? It may do, but it hasn't from now. But looking exactly if Lemos can catch up. But then you got VW trying to get past, of course, James at the moment. James is eking that advantage with Chris Allen trying to get away from Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to literally push on that Ferrari, the number 11 Ferrari. But who knows exactly what's going to happen. I think Vince has left because of how many laps down he is. Unfortunately, that's not good. But hopefully he's back for Brands Hatch in 2 weeks' time. But could be very interesting between the two Ferraris in a minute, between the likes of Chris and Luke at the moment. That could be all or nothing between the pair of them. Then you got Lemos, then you got Future Revenge, then you got McIvor, then you got Made in Italy, then you got Yuri. Then of course Pete trying to get out of the way. He started from the pit lane. He's a couple of laps down, unfortunately, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. Then you got the likes of Prepared in the excuse me, in the BMW, but could be very interesting. We've got the battle between Chris Allen and of course Luke at the moment. They're going to try and battle on. Got Lemos lurking in the background though. This could be very interesting because Luke is trying to be as careful as he wants, but he's trying to get past Chris Allen as well as trying to defend from Lemos. To almost actually up to various Sky, but do apologise about that. Just trying not to cough down everyone's ear, but you could see Lemos trying to catch up to these the other three at the moment. But this could be very interesting to see what's going to happen. I think you're going to have the for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. They could be easily having a bit of a nice battle on their own, but soon find out what's going to happen. But you've got the likes of Chris Allen trying to hold off Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to gain. Oh, he's trying to get the move done on the number 28 Ferrari, which could be very interesting because that's also allowing him to try and catch up towards various Sky. But Lemos, he's right up close and personal. Go on board with the Porsche driver. Don't you see between these two Ferraris are battling They're also trying to get up to that Mercedes, the MG Mercedes as well. This could be very interesting indeed, as you can just see how close. It's actually now stopped raining, so could be very interesting to see what happens with the track being still wet. But you've got around 53 minutes remaining in this race. It looks like it has stopped raining, so the guys are probably thinking, well, what have I got to do now? We'll go back on board with Lemos. Track is still damp though, so it could be very interesting as Luke gets the move done on Chris Allen, but then he thinks about it. Stefano actually goes into pit lane. We did not realise that. Sorry, I'm messing about here. Trying to get back into the cameras, but Stefano Marchetto then makes his pit stop. He's realised it's now a wet and not just a damp circuit. But I'll tell you what, between the likes of Luke, Silverbeard, and of course Lemos, these guys are battling tooth and nail. It's absolutely unreal between these guys, between the Ferraris. But has Lemos dropped back? Yes, he has. He's had a bit of an issue. He's dropped back from the battle between Chris and of course Luke. That's a bit unfortunate for Lemos, but you got McIver made in Italy also making a pit stop. I don't know whether they've had a bit of damage. Stefano Marchetto comes out of pit lane in 8th place at the moment. You got Prepared in the BMW also coming into pit lane, so you got the likes of Luke and Chris Allen there battling the two Ferraris. Look at this. This is what we like to see. At least it stopped raining for a bit. It may rain later on, but looks like the rain has slightly gone away now, so the guys are probably trying to swap tyres, maybe because the track's damp. But bit of a bold move for Stefano Marchetto to go into pit lane this early on, but who knows exactly what it's going to bring, because excuse me, but the likes of Made in Italy is coming out of excuse me, coming out of pit lane, so he's going to be pushing on, but he's got to be careful because he's got the chasing pack coming down. But what's happening for the race lead then? We've got JMR literally still leading the race then. He is absolutely unstoppable. He's probably thinking, right, strategy's just right. Then you've got Very Sky and of course Chris Allen and of course Luke. Oh, battle for 3rd and 4th and 5th respectively. These guys are actually giving a good show at the moment. Let's see what's going to do. 50.5 minutes to go in this race then, it seems. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be thereabouts, but looking exactly the likes of Very Sky and of course Luke and of course Chris Allen. The Ferraris are ganging up on the 42, was that the 42 BMW? Yes it was. Just running a bit wide as Luke tries to get around Very Sky. Oh, is he going to do it? Luke's raced the Mercedes, so he knows how it... Oh, he's running a bit wide though. Here he goes into pit lane, so we'll see what happens. But Luke is all over the back of that Mercedes AMG. Luke has actually raced the Mercedes AMG. I don't know if he's raced the current one, but he's currently trying to chase down the silver and red Mercedes AMG there. 603 machine. Oh, it sounded like his engine cut out, but I don't think it did. I think it was just one of them, but he's pushing on. Let's see what he's going to do. I think with the track a bit damp now, and it's now stopped raining, so these guys are probably thinking, right, let's go. But you've got the likes of Luke and of course various Sky. Jeremiah actually goes into pit lane with his teammate Yuri, so that's going to be allowing EW. I think the guys are realising, well, maybe it's going to be right, but it's probably because it's damp and the tyres have been burnt out, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens come towards the end of the next stint. But that's going to allow various Sky to literally get a good gap in 2nd place at the moment. The likes of Jamar Lemos stays out as well, so Jamar will be going up pit lane. Luke and Chris are in Future Revenge also coming through. Stefano Marchetto, what's happened to the reigning champion? It looks like he's gone off. Don't know exactly what happened, but it looks like the Bentley has had a bit of an issue there. That's not good for the reigning champion. He's actually gone as well. Oh dear. So the reigning champion has literally lost out. He's got electrical faults. I don't know what's gone on with the reigning champion of Stefano Marchetto, but he's retired. But that is going to be a very disappointing Italian driver in this race. He was, you know, something had gone on. But it looks like at the moment then with there's a bit of an issue that we don't know about, but we'll soon find out. But rumour has it that Stefano Marchetto is not in the race then, but just looking at the results at the moment, or the standings as we go, with 47.5 minutes left in this race. Then you've got EW, Various Sky, Lemos, then you've got JMR. JMR's probably thinking, where's Stefano gone? Stefano is actually retired from the race. I can't believe it. For the second time in how many seasons I've commentated on Thursday Night Racing League, Stefano Marchetto has retired from a race. He's going to be absolutely gobsmacked and be cursing in Italian, probably cursing to the team. Very Sky and Lemos go into pit lane then, so that's going to be allowing that. But to tell you what, EW is still there in the Porsche. He's literally going to be thereabouts to next. But the ones that, like the likes of Peter, that actually started from pit lane, he's actually going to be there. Where is Yuri? Yuri's actually 10th at the moment. Actually got past Made in Italy for 9th at the moment. So this could be very interesting to see what is going to happen, because the likes of JMR up into, of course, second place now. He's going to be there. Chris Allen and of course Luke Barnard, they're going to be pushing on. I'll tell you what has happened to Stefano Marchetto though, because that is not like him at all to be retiring from this race. I'll tell you this, it could be all or nothing. We'll try and communicate with the team, but it seems like, you know, it could be a lot of things to see. But Chris and of course Luke already have a bit of contact down the front straight. But I'll tell you what, fair play to these boys. They're about. But I'll tell you what, Various Sky still in third place then, or is he? He probably still is. JMR still second. EW still goes into pit lane now though. But this is going to be very interesting with 46, just under 46 minutes remaining. Then you've got the likes of Peter, then you've got Yuri in 8th and 9th at the moment. Then you've got Made in Italy, then you've got McIvor, and then Prepared thereabouts. But I'll tell you what has happened to Stefano Marchetto? I can't believe my eyes. It seems like the gold Bentley, the #1 machine, has had an issue, but who knows exactly what that brings. But a lot of interest to see what's going to happen between the likes of EW and of course James at the moment. But could mean that EW may be on course to try and push on. The likes of Various Sky there, but Luke's actually still there in 4th at the moment. But looks like EW's, yeah, they always come out of pit lane. This JMR actually comes out towards the start finish line. Oh, this is going to be tense between. Oh, James just pips EW to the race lead with around 44 minutes left of this race. I'll tell you what, it seems a bit weird because obviously with Stefano Marchetto now not in the race, it's been a bit of a weird one, because the likes of Lemos is still there in 6th and Luke's still there putting a lap on McIvor. But I'll tell you what, it could be very interesting. We'll try and communicate with the Italian team to see what's happened with the Bentley. But we'll see exactly how close that's going to get. But we've got Peter that's still got to make his mandatory, but Yuri's catching him up with great speed and knots. But we'll see how well Yuri goes. We'll go on board with the Lamborghini driver, give him a bit of an on-board, shall we? With the Dutchman trying to chase after his. Oh, he clips the car. Oh, he got a bit airborne. As Peter goes into pit lane, as Peter actually goes into pit lane to do his mandatory pit stop. So that's going to be very interesting. But that's put up to Europe into 8th then. But I'll tell you what, not really many battles now because they're all equally spread out. But you just see what's happened there. But It's going to be very close indeed, but can't believe that, you know, reigning champion Stefano Marchetto is out of the race. If you just joined the stream, ladies and gents, I can't believe what you know, must be unfortunate. There must have been an issue with the Bentley, but who knows exactly what that's going to bring. But if you are watching the stream, guys, welcome in. But it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between the likes of the guys now, because EW, is he going to catch up to JMR, or has JMR got this sewn up? It looks like at the moment that EW's on fire, trying to get up close and personal to that Porsche. Is he going to be able to do it though? This is the thing, it could be all or nothing between these guys, but you can see EW running wide in that Porsche, but he's going to be there. But you got the likes of Peter in pit lane then. He's around 2 laps down, but he's pushed on. You've got McIver still there. You've got Made in Italy in 9th. Then you've got Yuri. Where is Yuri? 8th for the moment, with Future Revenge 7th. Lemos 6th, with the likes of Chris Allen 5th. Luke 4th. Very Sky in, of course, 3rd. Then, of course, EW trying to chase after James in that Porsche. But we'll see what happens. But it sounds like Stefano's had the wrong setup and the wrong strategy, and his ears are buzzing. That's not good. Looks like the reigning champion has had a bit of setups, and I don't think he's not going to be here for Brands Hatch either. That's not going to be good, because that is literally horrible to see for the reigning champion. But we'll soon figure out what's going to happen. But hopefully he's back next season. But it looked like he had the wrong strategy and the wrong setup for the Bentley, which is a bit unfortunate. But who knows exactly what's going to happen for that. But EW's trying to catch up to James at the moment, with around 40 minutes left, with lots of various Sky and of course Luke. They're going to try and catch up to each other quite well as well, with the likes of Lemos and Silverbeard still 5th and 6th. Future Revenge then still there in the 7th. Then you've got Yuri 8th, then you've got Made in Italy 9th, then you've got McIver in 10th, then you've got Peter in, of course, 11th, and then of course Prepared in 12th for the moment. But seems that there's not enough battles galore, but you know, it's quite interesting to see what's going to happen with poor old Stefano Marchetto. He's probably the most anxious driver out on the grid at the moment. He's probably thinking, what have I got to do to get a break? And I'll tell you what, 14 minutes left of this race then. It's quite interesting to see. But got various Sky then trying to hold that Mercedes. Has got Luke chasing him down. Luke's trying to chase him down to get onto the podium here at Kyalami, but you can see the likes of EW and JMR trying to push on with quite some substantial gaps between each other at the moment. But excuse me, as very Sky and Luke's trying to push on. Go on board with the number 11 Ferrari just to give him a bit of a on-board shot again. But you can just see that various Sky's Mercedes at the moment trying to push on and push away from Luke at the moment. But who knows exactly what's going to happen, because you can just see that Luke's trying to get that Mercedes. You can see now the sun is trying to break through the clouds here at Kyalami, but the track is greasy, so it's greasy at the moment. But you can just see exactly how well that's going to go. He's trying to catch up to that Mercedes. And then you've got, of course, Silverbeard, and then of course Lemos there trying to. There's a car between them, like the likes of Prepared BMW at the moment, but we'll just see how well that's going to go. But then you've got the likes of Luke trying to catch up to Very Sky. He's got the legs of that Mercedes in his sights. He's literally staring down the barrel to try and get past the Mercedes, and the Mercedes actually runs wide. Oh no, so Ferry Sky drops a wheel onto the dirt. That's allowed Luke into third then, with around 38 minutes to go. Not even halfway through the race yet. This is absolutely unreal between these guys at the moment. You can just see what's going to happen here, because how close is it going to get? You got the likes of JMR still trying to push on. He's there in, of course, the race lead with not prepared EW, I beg your pardon, trying to push on. He is there about, but see what's going to happen. Luke's still there in third now then, after Very Sky run a bit wide, but it could be very interesting to see what's going to happen. Silverbeard. So we're now halfway through the race, but it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with the likes of JMR, with Stefano Marchetto now out of the race then, but we'll see exactly how close that's going to be, because that might allow JMR to actually extend his championship lead going into the rerun of Silverstone, as well as the Bronze Hatch sprint race. Sprint races to round up the season, but to see Chris Allen now under threat from Lemos at the moment. Lemos literally trying to catch back up to that Ferrari, the 28 Ferrari versus the 24 Porsche Carrera. It seems that the Ferraris are holding on for dear life at the moment, but who knows what's going to happen, because you just see Chris Allen there with the rain lights still on. The track's now green, so you know it's less damp than it was at the start of the race. But I'll tell you what, looking at exactly what Lemos is going to do, is he going to get past Chris Allen to get into the top 5 before the end of the lap, it seems. But who knows exactly what's going to happen here. But you can see Lemos and of course Chris Allen are both battling. But that's going to be very interesting. We've got Luke still there in third, then got TW in second, and of course JMR still leading, but Lemos, as the camera throws a bit of a wobbler, but he's got past Chris Allen. Chris Allen looks like he's got a bit of a spaceship, because he would look like he was going sideways, but he wasn't. But he's dropped down to 6th then. It's going to be very interesting. Lemos in 5th then, Future Revenge in 7th, Fury 8th, Made in Italy 9th, McIval, and of course 10th. Then you've got Peter, then of course Prepared in 11th and 12th. But to tell you what, is the race lead going to be chased down, or is it not? But Lemos is there then, he's in 5th place then. Chris Allen still trying to chase him, 35 minutes to go then. Still 35 minutes to go in this race, it's still quite a long way to go, but we'll see how close it's going to get between these guys in a minute or two. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen, so could be very close to see what's going to happen in the remaining couple of minutes of, well, remaining minutes of the race, because we're still at 34 minutes to go. So it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between the likes of JMR. JMR's trying to get past, of course, Peter at the moment. He's trying to literally flash the lights and say, come on mate, I've put a lap on you. But then EW's actually gaining very quickly, but whether that is another battle for position could be yet to be seen. Luke's still there in third at the moment, with the likes of Very Sky in 4th. Then got Lemos trying to catch up to do apologise, didn't want to sneeze down everyone's ear, but Lemos is still trying to catch up to these guys. He's got to try and catch up to Various Sky and try and catch up to Luke, but 33, just coming up to 33 minutes remaining then in this race. Then you've got Chris Allen still down 6th, then you've got Future Revenge, and then Yuri's actually catching him at great speed though, going board with a Lamborghini driver. It's probably going to like this. But going on board with Yuri then, as we chase down the green and orange and black Ferrari, I believe, of Future Revenge. But Yuri in the top 8, well, the top 10 actually this evening. He was in the he was on the podium at Bathurst last time out, but it seems like Yuri's slowly getting to grips with that Lamborghini then. It's going to be very interesting, the two JMR cars. Well, I don't know if the JMR team, but the JMR cars are in the top 10. He's trying to get past Future Revenge. Future Revenge actually lets him go with great ease, but don't know whether Future Revenge has got an issue with that Ferrari, but 32.5 minutes to go then. Then you've got, of course, Made in Italy, 9th, then you've got McIval still there, as Lemos actually now has got past McIval to put a lap on him. Then you've got Peter then, of course, prepared in the BMW, but EW then trying to chase after Germs as best as he can, but this could be very interesting if Germs gets held up with lap traffic though, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think James has actually got his Ferrari dialed up as best as he can for tonight. Then you've got Luke, of course, in third. Then you've got Various Sky, literally tooth and nail, trying to get. I think Lemos is going to try and catch him. Yes, he is, but you can just see exactly what's going to happen. But Lemos is there, and of course 5th place at the moment, with the likes of Silverbeard still holding on for 6th. Yuri still there in 7th then, so good showing for Yuri after a bit of a mistake early on, but he's now 7th. Hopefully don't put the commentator's curse on him. Then Future Revenge, then Made in Italy, then of course McIval, and of course Peter thereabouts. But EW then, so XNM, EW trying to chase after JMR at the moment. Lemos trying to chase after Various Sky. Gone board with Lemos, the Porsche driver, literally trying to push on as best as he can to try and get past that red and silver machine. What has he got to do it? He's got 31 minutes left in this race. I tell you what, these guys have been pushing on for quite some time. I'll tell you what, the Helicab actually had a hissy fit. He literally tried to push on, but we'll go back on board with Lemos then. Let's see what's going to happen. Is he going to try and get past that Mercedes? Just see how close it's getting. It's still a bit overcast, but conditions look like they're going to be okay for the rest of the race, as Lemos gets a stellar move past Various Sky, but Various Sky is back on the attack. So go on board with Various Sky now. They're about to push in and ringing the nuts off the Mercedes. It's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between these two, but we'll see how close it's going to get. This Various Sky then literally tries to get back up to the Porsche. Is he going to try and do it with around just under 30 minutes to go in this race? I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with some of the driving this evening. It's not been the easiest track. When it started wet, it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a bit difficult. You've got the likes of Made in Italy trying to push on, but if you just joined us, guys, reigning champion Stefano Marchetto has had an issue with the Bentley. It seems the setup was put on wrong, and I think he's not been very happy. But hopefully he's back out for the next couple of weeks, because it'd be nice to see what he can do. But it's a bit of a shame, really, because he was doing so well, trying to chase down and literally leading the race, as well as excuse me, as well as trying to push on. So we've got 29 minutes left, so we'll go on board with EW then, trying to chase after JMR. He's losing a bit of ground between the likes of himself, as Made in Italy goes off there. Well, getting lapped, but Yuri so far he's still in 7th then. He's got Future Revenge way behind him, but excuse me, fair play to Yuri, top 7. That's what we like to see. Chris Allen there, still in 6th then, with Very Sky still in, of course, 5th place with the looks of Lemos, still in 4th then. McIvor is thereabouts, he's still in 10th, but looking at EW then, he's literally catching up to Jeremiah now. You just see with 28 minutes left, just under 28 minutes in the race then. So we'll go on board with EW's Porsche then. Trying to chase after Jeremiah's Ferrari. You just see how close that's going to get, because this could be another stellar battle towards the end. But who knows what brings to the Thursday Night Racing League, because Jeremiah's literally under pressure. He's going to be under pressure if he's not careful. Luke's still there in 3rd then. Lemos 4th, Very Sky in 5th then. Chris Allen 6th, Yuri 7th, Future Revenge in 8th then. Followed by Made in Italy, then got McIvor. Then of course Peter, then of course Prepared. Always gone off in the BMW. The BMW that always got to be careful. It's got to be careful. It's trying to get it together. Keep it off the wall, mate. Keep it off the wall. That's it. So he's managed to do that, but could be very close as JOR has to contend with Future Revenge in front of him to put a lap on. Well, this could be very interesting because he's got 2 lap cars as NXM EW trying to push on, but is he going to try and catch up to Jeremiah? That's the thing. This is where it's going to get close between these guys, but you can just see how close the track is. Actually still overcast, so there may be more rain to come, but I don't think so. It could be it could have been it at the start of the race, but Jeremiah, he's going to be under pressure very soon, because if he's excuse me, if prepared holds him up in that BMW, could be all or nothing. But we'll soon find out, as Jeremiah is actually trying to push on and go on board with EW at the moment. But he's trying to push on, but you've got around 25 minutes left of this race then. I have a fear that there might be a sting in the tail towards the end of this race, but I'll tell you what, just come up to 25 minutes to go here at Kyalami for round number 6 of the Thursday Night Racing League. It's the PlayStation 4 lobby. I'll tell you what, it is going to be absolutely tooth and nail between JMR and EW towards the end of the race. I think got the likes of Lemos, then you got Luke still holding on for 3rd at the moment, Chris Allen still there, Very Sky in, of course, 5th place still. Then you got was that Very Sky going into pit lane? Yes, it was. Probably putting some fuel in or putting some tyres on, it depends. But he's going to drop ground now. He will be, depending on where he comes out though, and that's depending on where Yuri is as well. But Very Sky then will probably end up dropping down quite a bit if he's not careful. But then you've got the likes of James still leading the race then from NXMEW, trying to push on, trying to push up to Jeremiah. But I'll tell you what, he's going to have to try and push that push as best as he can to try and get past the Ferrari. But seems like the Ferrari's got the legs off it at the moment. But Yuri up into 6th then. It's a good showing from Yuri with 24 minutes to go in this race then. Don't want to put commentator's curse on anyone now. But Future Revenge then will be there. But this could be very interesting because Future Revenge has actually got past Very Sky going into when Very Sky came out of pit lane. So that could be a battle we could have. Made in Italy's trying to catch these guys up as well. So it could be very close with around 23 minutes to go. McIvor still there in 10th, Peter in 11th, and of course Prepared still thereabouts. But what is happening for the race lead. Is it coming down? Is it going to be between the likes of JMR or EW? It could be very close to see what's going to happen between these guys. JMR actually 1.6 of a second. It seems to be shrank. Is JMR struggling, or is it the Porsche just trying to get the better? 23 minutes to go then. This could be a lot of interest to see what's going to happen between these guys. We're on board with the Porsche son, trying to chase after JMR. You can see JMR just up the road, just about. I'll tell you what, I think JMR's going to be kicking himself, thinking, what have I got to do to get away from this? It looks like you know, Very Sky and of course Future Revenge, they're going to try and push on for what will be potentially 7th and 8th. You got Made in Italy actually catching these guys up as well, so it's going to be a very interesting. It could be 7th, 8th and 9th, but we'll soon find out. As Made in Italy actually runs a bit wide out of the penultimate turn as Very Sky gets alongside Future Revenge to actually retake 7th place, so that's a very good showing. But the gap for the race lead is only 1.371 of a second, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between these guys. But the Ferrari versus the Porsche then. JMR's going to have to work really long and hard for it, because he's going to have to literally push that Ferrari to its maximum. He's got 21 minutes to hold on for another victory in Thursday Night Racing League. Luke is still there in 3rd then. Lemos is 4th then. Chris Allen 5th. Yuri 6th. Then of course Very Sky and Future Revenge and Made in Italy 7th, 8th and 9th. Then you've got McIvor. Then of course then Peter, and of course Prepared. Oh, Prepared's gone off again. He's gone off at that corner. Oh, he does not. Oh, he's got to be careful. He's gone off at that corner. It seems to be that corner for that BMW, and he's got to be careful, because with Luke now coming to put a lap on him. But it looks like the gap for the race lead is actually coming down between the likes of EW and of course JMR. JMR is going to have to push on. Germs is literally going to be a little bit wary of the Porsche now. He had a bit of a battle early on in the race between himself and Lemos, but now he's got the other Porsche to deal with. I'll tell you what, it is going to be very close. What is going to happen with 20 minutes left of this race? I'll tell you what, it's getting closer towards the checkered flag. I'll tell you this, it's going to be very close to see what is going to happen. But see JMR literally pushing on for dear life. You've got Luke still there in 3rd, then Lemos 4th, Chris Allen in 5th, then you've got Yuri still there in of course 6th, then you've got Very Sky. Very Sky in 7th, then you've got Future Revenge in 8th, then you've got of course Made in Italy in 9th, then you've got McIvor 10th, then you've got Peter 11th, and then Prepared also there in 12th place. But we've lost Vince, and we've also lost Stefano Marchetto, but the gap between EW and of course JMR is coming down. It's around, what was it? It was around 1.6 of a second. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. It could be very close to see what's going to happen between the EW and of course JMR coming up very soon. But I'll tell you what, it's winding, the clock's winding down now. It's getting towards the latter half, the latter end of the race, should I say. But Luke's still there in 3rd, then you've got Lemos and Silverbeard, then Yuri. The guys that are actually out on track at the moment, these could be Made in Italy. He could get 8th if he gets past Future Revenge. The Ferraris are thereabouts. There's a Ferrari sandwich between EW at the moment, but JMR's still there. But what's happening Is JMR still leading? Yes, he is, but looks like EW's trying to push on. Between these guys, then you've got the two Ferraris towards the end of the field between Made in Italy and Future Revenge, but Future Revenge still leading with that battle between McIvor, excuse me, McIvor 10th, Peter in 11th. Then it's going to be very interesting because the likes of Prepared's BMW still struggling. It's still out there. So 18 minutes to go then. Is JMR going to struggle? That's going to be absolutely crazy to see what's going to happen. But who knows what's going to happen between these guys at the moment. We'll see. Got a comment on the stream, but we'll see what's happening there. So give us 1 second. But could be very interesting. So someone called Simon's rooting for, of course, Chris Allen. Thank you for your comment, mate. Welcome in. So 17 minutes to go then, and your guy's on stream as we speak. He's fifth at the moment. We have 17 minutes to go then. In this race, it's going to be very close. I think the race lead's going to be a bit closer as we think, because back up to 1.9 of a second at the moment. But see the Porsche driver trying to catch up to that Ferrari. James is really struggling. I think he's under pressure at the moment, but who knows what's going to happen. I think Made in Italy has actually finally got past their Future Revenge, so 16.5 minutes to go then. But could be very close to see what's going to happen with the last couple of minutes of the race then. It's not long before the checkered flag drops here at Kyalami then. This is absolutely unstoppable, going back on board with the Porsche driver at the moment, trying to see what he's going to do. But is he going to try and catch JMR with just under 16 minutes to go? It's going to be a big ask, but who knows what's going to happen between these guys at the moment. We can see how close it's going to get, but you've got the likes of JMR trying to lead the race, and he's done quite well to be where he is, but who knows what's going to happen. But it's going to be very close towards the end then. But JMR at the moment is literally holding on for dear life at the moment. So we'll see how close that's going to get between the top two. It's still coming down a bit. Luke's still down third then, Lemos still fourth, Chris Allen in fifth then, Yuri still sixth, Very Sky seventh, Made in Italy eighth, then you've got Future Revenge ninth, then you've got McIvor 10th, Peter in 11th, then of course Prepared in the BMW still there circulating in 12th. But I'll tell you what, it's been a bit of a weird night of racing with reigning champion Stefano Marchetto still out of the race at the moment, it seems. But looking at NLXEW at the moment, trying to push on. Is he going to get past JMR before the checkered flag? I don't know, it's going to be hard to tell, but we'll see how close it's going to get. We're on board with the Porsche driver trying to get there. Is he going to be able to? This is what we need to find out, but it's going to be very carefully picked. But we'll see what happens with 14 minutes to go in this race. It's going to be absolutely unreal. Because I think the gap's come down again. It's come down to 1.3. I think JMR's trying to hold on for dear life. But you've got 13 minutes to go then in this race. It's going to be quite close as you like. Luke's still there in third then with the likes of JMR holding on for dear life. Lemos still there in fourth then. And Chris Hallam's still there fifth. with Yuri, and of course 6th. Then you got Very Sky. Then you got Made in Italy, and of course Future Revengers. Then McIval. Excuse me, McIval. Then of course Captain Saw. Then of course, well, Peter. Then of course Prepared. Thereabouts, but JMR. I'm a bit concerned about JMR's gap at the moment because for 13 minutes left, he's got to be careful because he's got the likes of EW right behind him at some point. But this is going to be absolutely sensational towards the end. But we'll see what happens with 12 minutes to go in this race. It's winding down very slowly but surely. But who knows what's going to happen, because with how quick these guys are going at the moment, you know, JMR's literally trying to get away from the Porsche. Excuse me. Try to get away from the Porsche as best as he can, but you can just see EW there trying to push on. He's running a bit wide as well, with Luke still there in 3rd. Then with the JMR, literally, what's the gap this time round? It's still 1.163 of a second. Well, anything can happen in this race. It's 11 minutes to go then. This is where it's going to be mentally and physically now, because it's winding down towards the end of the race. I'll tell you what, who knows what's going to happen. We could just go on board with EW at the moment, trying to push on. But we'll see what happens between these guys. It's going to be very close to see. With 11 minutes to go then. Oh, it's getting tense. It's the main battle we've got at the moment out on track, to be fair, but obviously I never thought this late in the race would have a battle for the race lead, because I thought they'd be all equally spread out, but looks like EW's got that car just there. He's actually caught right up to the gearbox of that Ferrari now. JMR's really struggling. Is he overfueled himself, or is he underfueled? Be very interested to see what happens, but who knows what's going to happen, because looking at the Porsche then, oh, just be careful, don't run too wide. He's trying to catch up to JMR as best as he can, you know. 10 minutes to go. This is where it's going to be nose to tail between these two. Just looking at JMR then, he's obviously trying to push on. He's got 10 minutes to hold on for dear life to get another victory in Thursday Night Racing League. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a bit of a battle. We'll go back on board with the Porsche driver, try to get past the Ferrari. Is he going to do it? No, he doesn't, because he gets onto the dirt. Oh, it's going to be absolutely unreal between these two now. But who knows what's going to happen. 9.5 minutes to go then. I think JMR's going to have to hold on for dear life. Luke's still there in 3rd, Lemos 4th then. Yuri, did I miss out, you know? Chris Allen's still there. Well, Yuri's still there in 6th, then Very Sky 7th. Made in Italy 8th. Future Revenge in 9th. McIval 10th. Peter in 11th. And then of course Prepared in 12th. But the gaps come down again between the Porsche and the Ferrari. We'll go back on board with the Porsche, trying to chase after JMR's Ferrari. You can see that how well JMR wants this other victory. He knows for a fact Stefano Marchetto is out of the race. It's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen between these two now, because number 55 Ferrari looks like he's struggling just about, but you never know, because the Porsche driver is literally on the back bumper of that Ferrari. as we go through the final turn here at Kyalami with around 8 minutes, just coming up to 8 minutes to go now. This is absolutely going to be unstoppable between these guys. It is absolutely unreal what is going to happen between Jermar and of course EW. Jermar's really cracking under pressure. He's got to be careful. Can't afford to have contact at this late stage. 8 minutes to go then. Jermar, oh, is he going to hold on for dear life? Is he literally going to hold on for dear life? Because this could be a very close and tense battle between these guys. I'll tell you what, we'll see what we're looking back from Jermar's Ferrari. Excuse me. As we've got around 7.5 minutes to go, but Jermar's literally pushing on for dear life. He's actually gonna have to try and get away from EW before the end of the race. He's got 7 minutes to do it in, but this is going to be tense. This is literally going to be tense. See the likes of EW's got his lights on. So I'm coming for you. But that's going to be very careful to see what's going to happen. 7 minutes then. This is absolutely unreal. 7 minutes to go. This could be another last lap. As Prepared's gone into pit lane. I don't know whether he's got issues or whether he's holding on. Luke's still there in third place at the moment. But battle for the race lead still hotting up then between JMR and EW going into what will be 6 minutes to go then. This is where it's going to be unreal. I'll tell you what, the gap's come down to 4/10 of seconds now. This is absolutely class racing between these two at the moment. I think as soon as EW gets past JMI, I think he's going to be like, that's it. But I'll tell you what, JMI, oh, this is great stuff between the pair of them. JMR runs a bit wide, but I'll tell you what, EW's still there. JMR's not giving up. He is never going to give up. Is he going to try and get the switch back? Yo-ho! He's done it there. Absolutely fantastic stuff between the pair of them. With just under 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes is all you ask, boys. Come on. This is absolutely unreal. JMR literally thinks about it. I don't know how much fuel he's got left in that tank. I don't know how much fuel EW's got left in that tank either. Runs a bit wide onto the dirt, so that's allowed JMR to have a bit more breathing space, but still there fighting for they're still there fighting for the race lead. I'll tell you what, these two, fair play to them. I'll tell you what, this is absolutely unreal between the likes of EW and JMR. JMR literally trying to push on. These two are going to probably have a battle right towards the end. I'll try and see what's happening further back, but I'll tell you what, at the moment I can't look because this battle for the race lead. Oh no, EW runs a bit wide again. He's going to have dirt on his sides. That's not going to help his credentials. But I'll tell you what, 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left of this race then. What's going to happen? This is going to be unreal. I can't believe what I am seeing. You know, Jules to go down to the last lap. I believe Prepared's got an issue with that BMW, so that's what he's now coming out, but he's 5 laps down. But I'll tell you what, 4.5 minutes to go. This is absolutely unstoppable. EW clips that curve, but he's still on the chasing. He's still chasing that Ferrari. I don't know how this is going to end, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be one way or another. It's either going to be a Porsche victory or a Ferrari victory. I'll tell you what, guys, if you're watching the stream, you are in for a treat going into the last 4 minutes of the race. I'll tell you this, who knows what's going to happen. I'll tell you what, JMR's got to be careful. He's got to drive the socks off that Ferrari as best as he can, but I'll tell you what, is he going to be able to do it? It's another thing. But this is where the race is going to be close as you like. I'll tell you what, if we get another last lap duel like we did in the Porsche Carreras the Porsche Cup a few seasons ago, where Kaiser and Luke were going neck and neck at Donington Park, if we get something like that, I'll tell you what, we'll be in for a treat. And I'll tell you this, Jeremiah is on course to try and take another victory in Thursday Night Racing League. He's got around 3 minutes to go. He's going to have to try and push on because time is running out. He probably is going to go on to the final lap as we speak. But we shall see. He may get another... Oh, Jeremiah's actually gone into pit lane. Oh, drama towards the end of the race. Jeremiah's gone into pit lane as he underfueled. This is absolutely unreal. That's allowed EW to get into the race lead. So we didn't realise. I thought Jeremiah had actually made a mistake, or he actually tried to hold the line. As Prepared's gone off in the BMW again. But this is absolutely insane. It looks like Luke's going to try and take second place from Jeremiah then. Jeremiah's going to be kicking himself. This is absolutely unreal. So Lemos may get onto the podium as well. This is absolutely unreal. Jeremiah's still in pit lane. He's probably had to take on fuel. This is absolutely unreal. Never seen anything like this towards the end of the race. He knows for a fact his championship rival Stefano Marchetto's out the race though. But I've never seen a driver pit because he had to take more fuel on. That's allowed EW to take victory. But EW will be coming through the last couple of turns and he will be going on to the final lap very shortly. Oh my goodness gracious, I'll tell you what, Luke is going to be happy with second. Lemos in third. It looks like the Porsches have come on strong towards the end of the race then. This is absolutely been unreal. It's absolute crazy stuff. Jeremiah's going to be kicking himself. We didn't know whether he was underfueled or overfueled, but to pit to get fuel on the penultimate lap, oh, my heart goes for him. But I tell you what, he still probably will be.
Your leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
So EW goes on to the final lap then, with a minute to go. What have we seen here at Kyalami tonight? We've seen action. We've seen Stefano Marchetto retire. We've seen Jeremiah having to go to pits because he underfueled himself towards the end. He's going to be kicking himself. He's not going to be happy. I feel sorry for him, but I tell you what, fair play. He's not going to give up though. It's going to be fourth, but the Luke is there in second. Luke's going to be getting a decent result tonight. He's going to be happy with that. I think at first he was thinking I'm going to get third, but no, he's actually done an absolute stellar job as Peter goes off there. As EW has to take a void in action from the Bentley. And it looks like the Bentleys actually he's had a bit of an issue. It looks like the Bentleys have had issues tonight as well. But I'll tell you what, this is absolutely been unstoppable. 20 seconds remaining. I'll tell you what, EW is going to be delighted with her first win for Thursday Night Racing League here at Kyalami for the PlayStation 4 round number 6 of Season 5. I'll tell you what, this has absolutely been unreal. Yuri's going to be in 6th place. I'll tell you what, fair play to Yuri. He is going to be on course for that. I'll tell you what, looking at EW now, coming through the last couple of turns now, he is going to be delighted with that. He's going to think that battle between Jeremiah and himself was going to be thereabouts. But I'll tell you what, he will be happy now. A Porsche wins here at Kyalami. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be an absolutely sensational victory for EW in the 38 Porsche. I'll tell you what, he will be happy with that. I'll tell you what, fair play to, of course, Luke as well, to come home in, of course, second place. I'll tell you what, this has been unreal. What on earth have we seen in the race here at Kyalami? Luke will be happy in second place then. I can't believe what I've just seen. And then we've got Lemos coming home in, of course, third place. So it's a Porsche 1-3 on the podium. And I'll tell you what, that is absolutely unreal. Then you've got Jeremiah coming through the last corner now in fourth. I actually feel really sorry for him. I thought he was going to win, but he finishes fourth. He knows that his title nemesis Stefano Marchetto was out the race, but he's going to have a new nemesis with Lemos, because Lemos finished third. And you've got the likes of course, Chris Allen there in, of course, 5th place at the moment, it seems. But I tell you what, this has been an absolute unstoppable race tonight. I can't believe what I've seen. And we've got the likes of Chris Allen coming home in 5th place, followed by McIvor. Just McIvor finishes 10th. But I tell you what, Yuri for top 6, fair play. But I tell you what, Stefano Marchetto is not going to be happy with not finishing the race. And I tell you what, guys, I am absolutely over the moon for what I've just seen. What a decent race. I am going to have to head off because my voice is well and truly going. But I tell you what, guys, I've been Hoppers for Thursday Night Racing League. I am looking forward to seeing whether we go to Silverstone in a week's time or whether we go to Bronze Hatch then go to Silverstone. It should be a good end towards the end of the season. Until then, guys, until 2 weeks time, take care, enjoy your weekend. Ta-ra.